For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Should we have a fixed date for elections so that the Prime Minister does not say elections will be on a Monday? So if we fix the date for elections, could be the second Tuesday in November, the first Monday in December, the first Friday in January, into the fifth year of the tenure of a government, and so on. We're discussing that issue during the course of the program. And a caller to the broadcast yesterday did make a particular observation. And maybe there is more to Stanley Felix deciding to contest the Castries Central seat as an independent candidate. And Guy Joseph says, if I did what Lisa did, what would have been my fate? Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. NewsSpin is on Power 97.9 FM. The broadcast is also on the NewsSpin Facebook page, as well as the TuneIn app, Radio Garden, and the NewsSpin YouTube channel. As always, please like the video, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the notification bell to help the channel grow. We got up until 2 o'clock this afternoon. Amanda is already going through some of the comments in the chat room, and I'm standing by to take your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. There's been discussion over the last few days since the revelation was first made by the MP for Castries North, and then reference was made to it by the United Workers' Party candidate for the Castries North constituency, Mr. Stephen Favrier, and later we heard from Marcellus Backsteed, independent candidate for that constituency. We have a report filed last week by Miriam Montoute that's making reference to the comments that were made by Mr. Stevenson King regarding transforming the Castries, the Leclerc area, into a town center. And then we got a reaction from the Prime Minister of St. Lucia regarding this proposed project.
Prime Minister Philip J. Pierce says that there is no deal for the town centre at Leclerc, where the old CDC buildings once stood. This comes after the infrastructure minister stated that he and Pierre met an African investor who is a shareholder with the African Export-Import Bank that would be investing in a town centre at Leclerc.
There is no investment deal for Leclerc. That's another thing that I hear. Probably it's in another cabinet. I don't know about no investment deal. I don't know about sometimes it fascinates me when I hear people talk about investment deals. It's somebody, every day people get requests. Every day there are requests for people to invest in St. Lucia. Every day we have too many.
The statement seemingly contradicts the announcement made by Infrastructure Minister Stephenson King on Friday, October 3rd, during the Meet the Minister program on RevUp St. Lucia.
He was so excited by the proposal that he visited St. Lucia. Soon after, visited the site, saw what we've got there, and have agreed to proceed with the investment. However, as a responsible government, we have the necessary due diligence to perform, notwithstanding the fact that he's a member of the Afrik-Exim Bank. We have to perform the due diligence. He has to be written to, which we have already done. He has responded rather to us, and we are now in the position of engaging him fully into discussion because of the range of services that he's talking about.
Pierre says that the project with the investor has not been finalized. For the DBS News World, Miriam Montoute reporting.
Thank you so much, Miriam Montoute, for this report. What should be of concern to you, the people of St. Lucia, and the people of Leclerc in particular, is that your MP, Mr. Stephenson King, says that the proposal has been made to the investor. And he visited St. Lucia. He has agreed to go on with the project. He has been written to. And now we are engaging him so that he can move on with that particular venture. But what have you been told about this particular initiative? Have you been consulted? Have you been written to? What do you know about it? And I know that there's some people out there who have already made up their minds as far as this initiative is concerned. And they'll tell you, but it's a good project. But it has not been finalized. But it will create jobs. It creates employment opportunities for the people of Leclerc and St. Lucia by extension. How do we know that it's something that's practical? How do you know that there are not certain areas that could prove disadvantageous to the people of that constituency and St. Lucia by extension? How do you know that even you will ever benefit from this project? In terms of the amenities that will set up there, the various ventures, whether you'll just be getting the crumbs, you never know until you are consulted on it, until you do the nitty-gritty of that particular project. It cannot be just about doing things the same way, despite you having been complaining with regard to previous initiatives. It means we are not learning from our mistakes. So the African man has even visited the site. He has already visited the site. And you heard this from Mr. Stephenson King. So, what we can deduce from that, Mr. King, and by extension the government of St. Lucia, including the Prime Minister, never intended to consult the people of Castries North on this particular venture. They never intended. Because what they have done is to put the cart before the horse. Made a proposal to the investor. He visited the site and he has agreed to go on with that particular project. But you, the people of Castries North, have you agreed? Has there been buy-in on your part? Do you know what is being proposed in your name? So we have another report, again by DBS's Miriam Motut, and this report was filed last evening and aired during the DBS News World.
The United Workers' Party's candidate for Castries North, Stephen Favre, challenged Infrastructure Minister Stephenson King and Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre to explain why negotiations with the foreign investor for the redevelopment of the CDC estate lands in the Cleary have been, quote, shrouded in secrecy, and reveal the full details of the proposed agreement. Favre detailed the UWP's plans for the lands before they left office in 2021.
It will be recalled that the CDC estate fell under the responsibility of the Urban Development Corporation and its successor, the National Housing Corporation. This continued until the estate was vested in St. Lucia circa 2018 for a mixed-use community development to have been jointly undertaken by the NIC, St. Lucia, and importantly, local investors.
Favre says this development plan would have been spearheaded by St. Lucia based on a novel approach to urban development which prioritizes the community. He says that the key objective of this approach was to allow the community to develop without permanently displacing its residents. He says that the redevelopment of the estate would have resulted in the holistic and inclusive development of the area, enhancing the Cleary for the use and enjoyment of its residents. He explains that under this plan, the redevelopment would feature a mixed-use design, including residential and commercial spaces, as well as amenities like a daycare and healthcare services.
Critically, and this is very important for the residents of the Cleary, 40% of the residential accommodation would have been designated for affordable housing, specifically targeting the people of La Clery. Under our plan, persons who had left the CDCs and had been resettled to make way for the demolition in 2018 and who had been continuing to reserve an interest in returning to the area would have been given the first right of refusal.
Stephen Favre questions the government on what provisions, if any, have been made for the residents of the old CDC estate who will now be permanently displaced from the lands. For the DBS News World, Miriam Montoute reporting.
Thank you very much again, Miriam Montoute, for that report. So somebody in the chat room, Hilary Emmanuel, that's his name according to the chat room, he says, but Tim, who owned the land? Isn't it government land? So why must government seek permission from them to go ahead with a project? It continues. The only thing is that they should be informed before the commencement, warning them of any inconvenience, and also explain to them what the project is about and what the benefits will be to them. So Tim, stop playing politics. It's worth reading again, you know. We'll do that slowly. But Tim, who owned the land? Isn't it government land? So why must government seek permission from them, meaning the people of Castries North, or St. Lucia by extension, to go ahead with a project? The only thing is that they should be informed before the commencement, warning them of any inconvenience, and also explain to them what the project is about and what the benefits will be to them. So the government will inform the people of the benefits. The people of Castries North will not have a say. The people of Castries North will not have an input because the land belongs to the government. Isn't the people the government as well? Isn't that the people's land? Is that Philip J. Pierre's land? Is that Stephen King's land? So what are you saying? Cabot, that land belonged to the government? No, it did not belong to the government. It belonged to a private interest. And the bank had already taken possession of that land which did not belong to St. Lucia. And yes, Mr. Producer, if you can get some Cabot footage, because we like to remind people. You had so many people in that area. The beach is mine, the beach is mine, the beach is mine. We have to be careful with how I pronounce that word. The beach is mine. Sunday after Sunday, demonstration. But the land at La Clery is government land. And therefore, the people should not be consulted. According to one Hilary Emmanuel, I don't think that's his real name. But Tim, who owned the land? Isn't it government land? So why must government seek permission from them to go ahead with a project? The only thing is that they should be informed before the commencement, warning them of any inconvenience and also explain to them what the project is about and what the benefits will be to them. Over my dead body, that the bitch belongs to me. I want that the bitch belongs to me. Over my dead body, that the bitch belongs to me. So when the land does not belong to you, consult. When the land belongs to the people of St. Lucia, don't consult. Just tell them of the inconveniences and tell them about the benefits and just go on with your project. So, Mr. King, you are correct. You're right. Mr. Prime Minister, you're right. No consultation at all. Go ahead and just sell the land, put it in the possession of our African brother, and everything will be okay. Rick Wayne yesterday made a particular observation. I think he asked maybe a question could consider to be a rhetorical question. Why do you think that Stanley Felix is contesting Castries North as an independent candidate? And let's be clear about this. We watched and listened to that address on Monday evening on DBS television. And what the gentleman said was, he has not had any discussion with Philip J. Pierre, with Alan Chastney of the United Workers' Party. And therefore is doing this on his own volition because he wants Castries Central to breathe again. But knowing Rick Wayne, maybe he has certain insights that I'm not privy to. He says maybe, words to the effect that there is more in the mortar than the pestle. Let's listen to that brief comment made by him yesterday.
Is it just possible that all the reasons you hear going around, that not one of them is true? That Philip Pierre by now knows several ways to skin cats, frogs, manipu, all of that. He knows how to skin all those things. And Stanley may well be the dagger that he uses to skin whatever particular beast he wants to skin.
That's a clip I'll be playing again, God willing, this evening at about 8:30 on DBS television when I speak with Mr. Stanley Felix on the program News Make a Life. So we'll take a pause on this at this juncture. Let's open the lines to take your calls right now at 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, 716-2026. We already have several of your WhatsApp messages to go through. Somebody says that, Tim, everything about this government and its supporters is double standard, lest we forget. And let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, who gave the government permission to own land? The land belongs to the people of St. Lucia. No land must not be for sale. It must be free for the people. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, Tim, ask Mr. Hilary Manuel if the government wanted to put a landfill in the Leclerc spot. Would it be okay with him if they did not consult with the residents? Who knows? He might just tell you that they have that right as well. We have a call. Good afternoon, NewsSpin, you're on the air.
Hello, good afternoon. Is this Timothy Poleon?
It is, and this is NewsSpin, and you're live on the air. Next thing you want to curse me, and you think I'm off the air, we are live on the air. Go ahead, please.
Okay, Timothy, I wanted to discuss the Leclerc situation.
Yes, sir.
The Leclerc situation is, one, the minister spoke about bringing in a private investor together with Exim Bank to do the project. And before anything is done, you know that there's a process of due diligence that needs to be completed. Right?
Yeah.
Now, anything that is done in St. Lucia on the request of the government, there is a process by which consultation and public participation would be asked before anything can be done. So I do not see why you say that he's going to go ahead with a project.
No, but he never said. Hold on, Colin. But he never, Colin. He never said that he will be consulting the public. Not once.
No,
hold on, Colin. Hold on. I'm just saying to you, not once did he say that the public will be consulted. He never said that. He said, listen well, proposal has been made to the investor. Man, I want you to come and invest in that particular project. The investor visited the area. You heard him say that?
Yes, I'm part and parcel of what is going on.
Okay.
I'm calling you because the information that you're providing is this stuff.
No, is what?
But can I continue?
No, hold on, Colin. I'm just asking you a question. Hold on, Colin. Hold on.
Do you want me to answer the question?
I'm having a discussion with you because you say you're part and parcel of the project. Now, I would much prefer to hear from Mr. King than from you. Okay?
No, but let me just
because I'm not interested in speaking. I am not interested in speaking to the priest when I can speak to the Pope.
Listen, but you're making statements which are incorrect. So
I never made a caller. Hold on. Caller, hold on. I have never made an caller. Hold on, please. Caller, hold on. I want to be patient. What is your name? What is your name? What is your name? What is your name?
Huh?
What is your name?
My name is not important to you.
No, caller. No. What is your name? What? Caller, what? Caller, if you can understand, Kino. Caller, Kino. Caller, Kino. What is your name? Caller, what is your name? Caller,
you are not prepared to hear.
What is your name?
Because you have a.
All right, let's cut this in. Let's cut this joke off. About 10,000 times asking you what's your name. You want to share information with me? What is your name? Any journalist, any reporter is interviewing somebody, would ask them to identify themselves, tell me your name, give me your designation, and we will take it from there. Then you cannot just call and say you want to provide me with information because you are part of the... If you're part of the project, let me know your name, sir. Identify yourself. Give me your designation, and we'll take it from there. And I have not said anything there that's not true. What I have done is to quote verbatim is to quote the MP for the area. He said, proposals made to the investor, he visited the site, and he agreed to go on with the project. And he has been written to, and we are engaging him. What I said in response is, if you have done all that, you have not consulted the people of the constituency. And therefore, you're putting the cart before the horse. Because you need to get the input of the people. You need to consult them to know how this will impact the people. Don't tell me that you will engage the individual. He comes down. You already have plans. What if the people of the area say, that's not what we want for the area? That's not what we want. So you consult the people, you speak with them. You don't have to identify the investor, but you say, this is what we're proposing for the constituency. What are your thoughts? What is your input? And you take it from there. That's what I said. I have not misled my audience in any way at all. Play the tape and listen to what I have said. Let's continue with your calls. Once again, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We have a call. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Yes,
Hello,
sir.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, caller. Good afternoon to you.
Boy, Tim, it is something else, boy. And this is just typical behavior I find of SLP supporters.
Well, we don't know.
You just want to jam
Caller, we don't
things down
know.
your throat.
We don't
when
know.
you try to engage them.
We don't know whether it's an SLP supporter or no supporter at all. But let's deal with the facts. The guy called the program. He says he has information to share. He's very close to the project. I want to know your name. You can just bombard me with information without me knowing your name. What role are you playing with the project? Otherwise, I can't speak to you. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, but Tim, do you believe that it is a UWP supporter
I don't know, and I don't know, and I don't care.
Okay, Tim,
I don't care.
I'll take that. That's okay.
I don't care, sir.
That's okay. But I'm just saying, based on what I've heard from contributors who purport to be SLP supporters, the modus operandi, they don't give you a chance. They don't want to engage. They just want to throw things down your throat, and you're supposed to just drink it, glug, glug, glug. And that is not what we're supposed to be doing. We are supposed to be an independent country. We're supposed to be a democratic country. I think we have a right to know what is going on with our patrimony. And that caller, that contributor, WhatsApp, whatever it was, I mean, this is just, I mean, I can't even understand how somebody of sane mind could be making that kind of contribution, because it makes absolutely no sense to say there's government land. There's no. So what are you saying, that Philip Pierre and the current stock of the administrators that are there, they own the land? The land and everything belongs to St. Lucia. These guys are just administrators that we put there for 5 years to take care of our business. We have to understand that the men and women there are there at our behest. They got our vote, and we put them there to work on our behalf. And a lot of times they are not working on our behalf, because look at the mess that the country in. We have lost our ports right now to some foreign company, and nobody knows the details. And the government who is working for us has not provided the details. So I'm very disappointed in those two. Your two first contributors, obviously they are not patriots of St. Lucia. Thank you, Tim.
All right, so thank you so much. Amanda, I need to take a break. What's happening in the chat room? Let me hear from you now.
Good afternoon, Tim. Good afternoon, NewsSpinners. A few comments from me, and NewsSpinner says here, Team PJP will want a date for election when he's in opposition, but he must call it no matter his jokes. A commentator says, lol, I wonder what King's reaction was after hearing this from PJP. Someone says here, this man can lie and this lowers St. Lucia's standards. He's got to go and please sanction his administration. A NewsSpinner says, considering PJP never knows anything, I do not know how to take this, lol. A commentary says, he was excited by the proposal. What proposal? Who made the proposal? Someone says, St. Lucia is in Africa. A commentary reads, in true Pierre fashion, the master strategist must have said to himself, King, if you think you're dragging me down that rabbit hole, you better hop alone. And just like that, boom, he tossed King clean under the bus without even checking for traffic. And NewsSpinner says, where are the St. Lucians' voices about all these irresponsible untruths? Another comment here reads, because those ministers and prime minister believe that they don't have to speak to the people about anything, they can do whatever they want and nobody has to ask them any questions. They only need you when the 5 years are up. A commentary reads, it's people like this who will accept anything that the government does and complain about it later. Someone said to him, is he truly unaware that the government is in fact the people and the politicians are merely their employees? That statement perfectly exposes the mindset of the St. Lucia Labour Party. They see themselves as the bosses and the people as their servants. And NewsSpinner says we should never ever be in that puddle of mud. As majority of people did not go down that path again, all of us knew what we were dealing with. So let me see how we're coming out of this murder. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Some more of your calls, once again, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, Tim, these jokers are bound to disrupt your show tonight. Won't be different. Free lunch by somebody tomorrow. And let's see if we have another one. Tim, you did the right thing. He can't even say who he is, but he wants to give info. Why can't he let Mr. King clear his name? Let's see if we have a call on the landline. In the meantime, let's see if we have a WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, Tim, I'm in New York. Rush will beat RF, hands down, with or without Felix. And let's see if we can continue with your WhatsApp messages. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, they behave like demons, refusing to give their names because they will be found out. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello. Hello.
Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Jim.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
And good afternoon to Amanda and those listening and viewing.
Good afternoon, caller.
And let me further say, Jim, your listeners, I remember to like, share, and subscribe. I know it has been said before.
Yes, I'm doing that
but it is
daily.
Yes. Now, Tim, on the few occasions which I have called to make my contributions to your program in the past, I have always tried to be Vifor-centric because I am a proud Vifortian. But today I will segue a bit. And I will join the chorus of callers and writers to NewsSpin regarding Stevenson King. But let me put you at ease first, Tim. Don't worry. I will not libel anybody on your program. I'll be very carefully guided in what I say.
But I'm here to monitor, so don't worry. I'm there to monitor. I'm here to keep you in check. Don't worry.
Good. Now, over the past few days, we have heard statements made by Stevenson King, as well as some of his sympathizers on some of the talk shows, where an attempt is being made to justify the manner and reason in which Mr. King left the UWP on the eve of the 2021 general elections. Now, yesterday, I listened to, I think, political leader Alan Chasney, Guy Joseph, and Spider, who gave us an insight into the sequence of events which led to that day. Now, Tim, let me declare something here. I am a member of the United Workers' Party, and I have made it my duty over the years to keep abreast with the history of this great organization, including the bits that any organization would prefer to remain under wraps. Now, both Stevenson King and his sympathizers try to make us believe that he has been a victim and he has been mistreated and disrespected by Alan Shasley. And there was interference in his work as Minister of Infrastructure by Guy Joseph. Nothing could be further from the truth. And I think over the past years, Guy Joseph has done a brilliant job in debunking that myth on your program and elsewhere. What Stevenson King did to the United Workers' Party and that's the party who made him who he is, including the Prime Minister, is blatant treachery and betrayal, nothing less. Anybody who has an iota of justice in them will tell you that what Stephen King did to the United Workers' Party is betrayal. Now, they say that time is a great revealer, and it has now become clear to everyone that Stephen King conspired with another so-called independent candidate and entered into a deal and an alliance with the St. Lucia Labour Party. And that was to help defeat the United Workers' Party in exchange for a seat in the cabinet of the SLP administration. Now, if you remember, during the last campaign, Ernest Hiller said that, they would win the election by any means necessary. I am convinced that was part of the strategy. One could ask the question, was Stanley Felix a true victim of that same complot, given that he was not endorsed to contest the Castries Central seat? Now, team, that scheme worked because people believe Stephen King was a victim, and even some people who, in my opinion, who should have known better, they took to the airwaves in his defense. However, time has exposed the truth of the anti-Allen hate-driven motivation for the betrayal.
But
now,
caller, isn't it all about strategy in your bid to win an election? Shouldn't you formulate the right strategy?
Yes, there is. But in that strategy, you must have a moral compass as well, Jim.
But shouldn't it be?
And that is what
is it a case of morality or illegality, sir? They did nothing illegal.
Yes, but Tim, I am saying to you, a lot of things are not illegal, but is it moral? Is it in the best interest of the country? These are the factors that we need to consider here.
But what takes precedence? Now, takes precedence in St. Lucia, generally in the world, is you obeying the law, and not you being morally correct.
And still, that does not make it right.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the majority could simply maintain that all the fools are on the same side. Not because everybody is doing it, that we should go, if the whole world were to go with corruption, what kind of society would we have anywhere in the world? So some people have to stand up for what is right. But anyway, that anti-Allen hate-driven motivation for his betrayal, and for those who do not follow UW politics as some of us do, that thing started in 2013, when Stephen King was removed as political leader. And he was not removed from that position by Alan Shasley or Guy Joseph. It was the delegates of the UWP. And why did they remove him? Because he chose the current member of parliament for Central Castries when he defied the wishes of the party and decided to run him in the 2011 elections. Now remember, that is following the revocation of both his visas by the US government. And that is something the SLP knows a lot about. Nonetheless, when Stephen King was confronted on the subject, his response by those who were there, I am told, was, and I quote, "I'd rather be in a position with Richard Frederick than to be in government without him." One has to ask the question, why? So Stephen King needs to stop behaving as if Alan Shasley took something that belonged to him, or that his parents left the UWP in a will for him. He should put on his big boy's pants and accept the consequences of his choices. He betrayed the UWP at the behest of the Thursday night bully. Furthermore, he must stop calling himself a patriot, because there is nothing, absolutely nothing, Tim, patriotic about being a pawn or an instrument of betrayal. We have solved the mystery regarding how confidential information was routinely leaked. And as was revealed yesterday on your show, we now know why PJP does not allow phones into his cabinet meetings. Put two and two together. Stephen King, in my opinion, is spineless. He's spineless, and he's a spineless shell, and he has shown his true character. But people now, thankfully, know better. And those who have been betrayed by his treachery and betrayal in Castries know, they have a clear choice now in Stephen Favory. I hope that he suffers the same end, the same fate that history tells us has befallen traitors. And I'm talking to traitors like Judas Iscariot, Brutus, who stabbed Caesar in the back, and those of us who used to watch those old Chinese kung fu movies. Skinny Guy. History will judge Stephenson King. He is not an honest man, and I'm calling the people of Castries North to vote him out. Do not be fooled by this guy again. That's my contribution for today, Tim.
Thank you so much for sharing it with us. Let's see if we have a call on the landline. In the meantime, let me go through a WhatsApp message. And somebody says there via WhatsApp, Stephenson King, when someone is being verbally dishonest, all we have to do is to ask him the same questions every day, and then the truth will be revealed, because someone telling a lie cannot keep the story straight. We have a call. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Brother Timmy.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Yeah, People's Progressive Movement, color purple, symbol the left hand shake. Let me just tell you, Timmy, that your last speaker spoke the honest truth. Now, Stephenson King is one of the luckiest politicians the world has ever known.
Why you say that?
I'll tell you why. Not only was this guy not talented at all and was brought through the... today is a man, because of the United Workers' Party, who brought him from a messenger boy, make him go for the youth arm at the party.
Call, I disagree with you, okay? Listen to my point. Listen to my point.
Timmy, hold on.
Listen to my point. This thing about luck. He was given an opportunity.
Yeah.
He made the best of it.
Yeah.
And he has turned out to be a successful politician, former St. Lucia Prime Minister. He deserves some credit for that. There's nothing about luck.
Timmy, I'll tell you something, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Luck, you see, you don't believe in luck, my brother, but you know, you could be a lucky man yourself. But here it is, eh?
No, I'm not lucky. I was given an opportunity and I took advantage of it. Don't tell me about luck.
Okay, all right, my brother, here it is. So, the United Workers' Party made him a man, made him a politician. And
how he made him a man, Call? I take objection to that. How he made him a man?
Okay, Timmy, let's withdraw that.
No. I want us. Golden Dragon. I want us to explore that. How can you say that he made him a man?
Timmy, if he wasn't in the United Workers' Party, if there wasn't John Compton, if there wasn't the other lawyer who was chairman, I forget his name.
Girodi.
King would not have gotten the opportunity to be the man he is today.
But listen,
before you go,
many other people have gotten opportunities and they have made a hash of it. They have messed up.
I'm just telling you that King is one of the most brilliant, wise men you can ever come across. Now, you know, there are fellas that are wise, have wisdom, but you have some fellas, they have what you call road skills. They learn the tricks on the road.
Street smart.
Boy, he's what you call one of the best street smart persons in the world. I give him that. And that's why I tell you he's very lucky, but he's street smart. So the record is not very lucky, very street smart. But Timmy, you must also know, you can fool some of the people some of the times. You cannot fool all the people all the time. Now, this time, you'll not fool anybody. By the way, good afternoon to Mandy. So, Timmy, let me ask you a question. Mandy, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, caller.
Not caller, Golden Dragon. But
I'm listening to you, Golden Dragon. Go ahead.
So, Timmy, hear that, eh? Let me ask you a question. Who is the first man that Sir John considered replacing him when Sir John realized he was coming towards his retirement? Who's the first man?
I'm not sure. I cannot pretend to know.
I'll tell you.
I could tell you who was earmarked to be Prime Minister. It was Leonard Spider-Montooth.
No, but you're going down too late before that, before Leonard Spider-Montooth. Because Leonard should have been the Prime Minister when Sir John died. But you know,
before he got into office, it was Guy Mayers. At some point, Guy Mayers was being considered.
Still going too late. I'll tell you who. When Sir John decided he was reaching the end of his term, his time in office, his first man in his what you call it, the plans when you have somebody to take over. You call it a plan of somebody who will take over.
Succession?
Right, plan of succession. His first man, Dr. Michael Pilgrim. This is the man Sir John first thought of becoming the next Prime Minister. He brought in Michael Pilgrim, who, boy, did a fantastic campaign but lost that election in that year in Brazil.
I think later he became the housing minister.
Well, later he became the housing minister in some kind of a...
he was a senator,
thing when they had to have a kind of a temporary government thing, whatever it was. But Dr. Michael Pilgrim is the man that Sir John had seen to replace him as the Prime Minister. And let me tell you, Timmy, between me and you, if the Golden Dragon becomes the next Prime Minister, who's my Minister of Finance? Oh, I'll have to be Minister of Finance as the Prime Minister. But my main person will be Dr. Michael Pilgrim in my office. Main person to do all the financial. This guy has
But sir, you are yet to hit the ground. You are yet. Hold on, Golden Dragon, you are yet to hit the ground. You don't have a full slate of 17 candidates. You don't even have 15. Right?
Timmy, I have 10. I have 7 ladies coming on board very soon.
And you're getting ready to launch when?
We're launching at the end of October. I said the 30th.
Okay.
And we have our say about 2,000 T-shirts, caps, posters, and flags coming in around the 27th. And that's not a joke. You called me a comedy last time, but I'll not take it as an insult or disrespect.
But don't you think the 27th is too?
Comedy, huh?
Don't you think the 27th is too close to the 30th when you have your launching on the 30th? You said those items are coming on the 27th.
Yeah, but we can do the distribution on the same night of the launch. Have about 2 vans giving out T-shirts to people who come and support us.
Okay.
Caps and so on. We have that thing organized.
Okay, all right.
I'm not a guy who doesn't organize,
Let's wait and see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you something, If I become Prime Minister tomorrow, for sure, you'll be director of...
I don't get involved in that.
I will give you the job as director of media.
I don't want to get involved in that at all, okay?
You'll be director of information.
No.
And you need to get the first thing to do is to get what you call that act, that Freedom of
Information Act.
The first thing you have to do.
Okay, caller.
And one last thing, Timmy. One last thing. This thing about... You know this thing, government knows you have to pay the insurance at a certain date. I do not know why would government want to pay the insurance monthly. You're paying $69 or just say $70,000 a month for your police. Just pay the $70,000 by 12. One payment. You have to wait for invoices. That's a lot of nonsense. Wait for invoices to come, and then the insurance try and play smart and say, it's our fault. We were late because the insurance playing games. If the insurance they play games, they lose that policy and get some of the company to get it. So they have to play games and say it's our fault, not the government's fault. But government have been lax for years. Pay the police insurance in advance, 12 by $70,000. What is so hard? All the money you say you have, you cannot pay the police insurance, and that's the main thing in your country. Security is the main thing in this country. And Timmy, I say once again, if I become Prime Minister tomorrow, the first thing I'm doing is Royal St. Lucia Police Service. These guys are here to serve and protect. And if they were service, they'd probably be more nice to us, more friendly first. We'd probably be more friendly them because they take them as a service, not a force. They're not a regiment. They're not a soldiers to kill anybody. They're here to arrest and take you to courts. So one of my first things, Timmy, Royal St. Lucia Police Service. And like I said, Dr. Michael Pilgrim, he'll be my chief man in terms of finance. Thank you, my brother.
All right, thank you so much. Somebody says there, in your dreams, and that's according to a WhatsApp message. Somebody is watching from the United States. Piggybacking on the comments that's made there by the Golden Dragon with regard to the non-payment of insurance for the police over a particular period, we have a press release from the Police Welfare Association dated today, the 15th of October, and it reads, "The Police Welfare Association, PWA, acknowledges the numerous calls and messages received from members regarding the status of negotiations and the allowances agreed upon between the PWA and the government of St. Lucia. We wish to reaffirm that the allowances are to be paid retroactively effective June the 16th of 2025 as stipulated in the collective agreement. This agreement was formally signed on September 15th, 2025 in the presence of the Prime Minister, National Security Minister, Philip J. Pierre, Dr. Virginia Albert Poyot, Minister of Labour, Mr. Joseph, Labour Commissioner, representative of the government negotiating team, and officials of the PWA. Despite this formal commitment, inquiries made by both the PWA and individual members to the Department of Treasury have revealed that the said allowances were not included in the October 2025 salaries of police officers. In response, the PWA wrote to the Minister of Finance and National Security on Tuesday, October the 14th, 2025, requesting urgent clarification regarding the delay in processing these payments. We wish to assure all members that you have every reason to expect the salary adjustments and retroactive allowance payments from June 16, 2025. The PWA has fulfilled its obligations under the agreement, and any deviation from its terms now rests solely or squarely with the employer. The PWA remains steadfast in its commitment to advocate on behalf of its members and will continue to pursue resolution until this matter is rectified. And that is according to a PWA statement dated October the 15th of 2025. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. Still to come, more of your calls on your WhatsApp messages, and Amanda will be here with another update.
KFC, yo, we back with the vibe. Strips and dip combo, flavor that rise. Free crispy strips, fries on the side. 16-ounce drink, sauce for the ride. Order for 25, deal so nice. Go down and crunchy, can't think twice. Barbecue, honey, mustard ranch if you wish. Dip it, dunk it, finger licking bliss. KFC, Benny flavor. Set the mood, strips and dip is back. Finger licking good.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Are you ready? Get set. Let's go green with Loose Select. No more paper, no more mess. Easy billing, no stress. Use my account to pay online. Pay your bill at any time. Get the stress off your mind. No more standing in line.
Visit LootSelect.com today and sign up to my account to pay your bill. Request a temporary or new connection or switch an account to your tenant's name. Do it all online.
Personal, paperless. Use the virtual service desk. Are you ready? Get set. Let's go green with Loose Select.
Chronic back pain, arthritis, spinal injuries, nerve disorders, even painful cramps. These conditions affect daily life, but you don't have to live with pain. Every day matters when it comes to your health. At La Clinique du Corps, we provide fast, accurate diagnosis with advanced GE-certified MRI technology and internationally recognized specialists. Our focus is safe, effective treatment that restores mobility, relieves pain, and gives you back your quality of life. Call 451-6559 today. 451-6559. La Clinique du Corps, because time is vital in health.
At First National Bank, we believe being first means putting you first. Your first home, we've got the mortgage. Starting your first business, count on our commercial loans. Dreaming of your first car? Drive it home today. Heading to college? Let's fund that first big step with a student loan. No matter the milestone, make First National Bank your first choice for all your loan needs. First in service, first in trust, first for you. Call us at 455-7000 or visit your nearest First National Bank branch today so we can help put you first. First National Bank, here for you.
It's coming. The brunch of the century. Welcome to Sunburnt. It's coming. Sunburnt.
At Caribbean Pastors Limited, we offer high-quality products from Martinique, and our ready mix is made with casting sand, not regular pumice. Compared to regular pumice, casting sand saves you in your cement use. At Caribbean Pastors Limited, our materials come from porcelain stones, which is used as an additive in creating cement. Caribbean Pastors Limited is located in Bexar, behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastors Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
message. Somebody says, wow, Tim, NewsSpin is getting hotter and hotter as I watch from India. So I imagine this is a solution who is living and working in India who is watching the broadcast right now. Hello to you, sir. Let's see if we have a WhatsApp message. He says, somebody says there, hey Tim, Hillary Emanuel's statement has no legs to stand on. A government that rules for the people but not with the people is no different from a colonial administration. Consultation isn't a courtesy, it's a right. And any government or supporter who believes otherwise is promoting authoritarianism under the disguise of efficiency. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. And that person says, ask Golden Dragon, when is his launch? He says that it's October the 30th. Another WhatsApp message, somebody says that, Tim, you should have that spirit at all times. Today you have a different spirit. Love it. And let's see there. Somebody also said via WhatsApp, Tim, the caller is right. These guys believe St. Lucia belong to them. St. Lucians, wake up. And another one says via WhatsApp, looks like a long WhatsApp message. It says, the high team, I cannot help but think that Philip JP and the St. Lucia Labour Party caused all St. Lucians to pay for his 2026 election campaign. Over the last 4 years, all over the island, St. Lucians has had to traverse through very bad roads. During that time, many individuals have had to purchase replacement vehicle parts more often than ever and have had to take their vehicles to mechanic shops more often than ever due to the bad roads. It continues, one must realize that each and every vehicle replacement part purchased, the government collected taxes both in services granted and purchases made. One must also ask, there weren't any major road repairs undertaken in the last 4 years, yet in each budget, the government boasted of millions collected in surplus. Where or what tangible that the government has to show for these surpluses collected? With extravagant political campaigns now being displayed by the SLP, one can only ask where all that money came from to finance these campaigns. Only now, in the time when elections are due, we can see all sorts of projects are being done. This is in an effort to play on the short memory of some St. Lucians. A critical saying and small mindset that half a loaf is better than none and $5 can block a hole, a voucher here and there. St. Lucians must reject the type of short-term soothing, feel-good mentality, but demand more from political parties that the first year of them forming a new government, we St. Lucia needs to experience and see tangible changes and development in our lives. St. Lucians must send a resounding message to Philip J. Pierre and the SLP and any other political party that times have moved on and this is not the era of our grand and great-grandparents of last-minute works close to a general election. I believe the roads were deliberately left in their condition to collect more taxes. The 2.5% was deliberately extended to collect more funds. Bad roads causing long delays in traffic, more fuel consumption, fuel prices kept high, all in efforts to collect more funds. Under unaccounted for CIP, it's only now we're seeing where all the taxes and other funds collected are probably funding Philip JP and the SLP's 2026 election campaign. That's according to a WhatsApp message. I think we should reach a point of maturity. If not for anything at all in St. Lucia, but to amend the Constitution, because I think the government of the SLP, they have that mandate, so that we set a fixed date for elections. So we know government comes into office in 2025. We know that the elections are due in 2030, 5 years later, but we set a particular date. So that grandstanding from the elections will be, that's so comical. The election will be on a Monday. We all know that most of our elections have been held on a Monday. And we have to reach a stage in our lives as a country, a so-called developing country, that we know that this particular date is the date on which we go to the polls, we prepare for this, And no amount of grandstanding will cause us, to look at a prime minister as if he is the one who is determining his own fate. And whether it is Philip J. Pierre, whether it's Alan Chasney, or any other prime minister, I don't believe that we should give that individual that right. They already have the finances of the state at their disposal, the government machinery also at their disposal. They have an unfair advantage, irrespective of which party that is in office. But when you have a fixed date, you get into office, and I think you are more likely from day one to engage in productive efforts so that the people of the country will give you the nod, will give you another opportunity to preside over their affairs. But what you can do is from day one, day two, year two, drag on, and by year three, decide that you're going to start the work on year four and year five because you are setting the date. And you will implement various measures because you know what date you will set the elections for. You will give some goodies to public sector workers in time for Christmas because you know you will set the date maybe in January or February of next year. I think that both political parties, the leadership of those political parties in St. Lucia, should come to an agreement to set a date, a fixed date for elections. Let us listen to the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Philip J. Pierre. Under the Constitution, the Prime Minister has the right to set the date, teasing the people regarding when he will be calling elections.
$5 for who said the right date. What day? Election will be on a Monday.
Could be Monday, November, in December, or in January. It was close to 2 decades ago that some St. Lucians, John Compton, Lawrence Poiriot, Andy George, speaking on the whole issue about having a fixed date for elections in St. Lucia.
We ought to have a fixed date, but I think it's going to be difficult. It would mean a substantial number of constitutional changes.
A very good way of looking at this particular incident is the debate that is currently taking place, where people are telling you that you need to do like the US and have a date in the Constitution when elections are called. Could you imagine that you had that crisis in '82? All right, where people were on the streets, stores closed, civil servants on strike, one thing after the next, and then you're waiting for that date?
The last 6 months prior to our last general elections, there was literally no productivity in the country, or at least not sufficient productivity, because there were many blockos and meetings, etc. And a country cannot function like that. We need to have an idea of when election is going to be.
You just heard there and saw attorney Andy George, before him trade unionist Lawrence Poiriot, and the father of the nation, Sir John Compton, speaking on the need for a fixed date for elections. Mr. Poiriot made the point, for example, that if you had this leadership struggle of 1980-81 and you had a fixed date then, giving the impression that you'd have to wait until that date was due before you call elections. But I think with regard to the legislation, you can make provisions for instability, for riots, for infighting in a government. If, for example, the majority of the elected members of parliament decide through a vote of no confidence that they do not want a particular individual to serve as a prime minister, then you just have a vote and you vote against that individual. But I am all for having a fixed date for elections. Let's see if you have a call on the landline. In the meantime, let me go through some of your WhatsApp messages. And somebody says there via WhatsApp, Tim, elections will be on November the 24th. Well, not until I hear that announcement being made by Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre will I believe that elections will be in November. Another person says there via WhatsApp, Tim King has been comfortable because no one has ever questioned his performance of work, so that made him untouchable. But right now he has caused his own wings to be broken. King best to retire from politics so he can maintain some sort of dignity, if any is left. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Somebody says, I agree with you, Tim. In the U.S., it's always the first Tuesday in November, and watching the Prime Minister bet $5 to his followers is an insult to all who see through Philip J. Pierre and throwing a dice to the gullible ones. Another WhatsApp message. Somebody says there via WhatsApp. Bear with me, just trying to access another message there. Tim Hillary Manuel is singing for his supper. He's an individual, was one of the officers. Okay, I will not read this one. It has to do with some national duties matters. Okay, let's see there if we have a WhatsApp message there. What are you saying? All right, Amanda, do you have any comments to go through in the chat room?
Yes, quite a few.
Go ahead, please.
A few comments from earlier. Someone says there that's one of the promises Kenny made prior to the 1997 elections, which he did not deliver a fixed election date. A commentary reads, as much as I would love a fixed date for election, it won't happen anytime soon. Political parties use this power as a strategic move to work in their favor. A NewsSpinner says SLP is working on our behalf, a loaf. Commentary reads, the man is a beneficiary of the project. Simple. Someone says we have to jump on this Cleary deal team. The SLP has demonstrated its lack of transparency with the GPH fiasco. They can't be trusted. And NewsSpinner says investing in Leclerc is fine, but what benefits are there for the community? Another commentary says, how is it that the caller says he is involved in the project, yet PJP says that there is no project deal? Is there really a project? And someone says, our question is the marketing board still functioning? Commentary reads, another secret deal. A NewsSpinner says, let's be clear. King did not just do that to the UWP. Stevenson King lied to the entire nation. Another commentary says, team, there is strategy and there is plain deceit. A commentary says moral compass and politician does not belong in the same sentence, especially in relation to King. Someone says there St. Lucia belongs to St. Lucians. St. Lucians elect governments to act on their behalf in matters pertaining to St. Lucia, and St. Lucians, GPH, CIP, ports, passports, laports are all the properties of St. Lucia and St. Lucians. No government, including the opposition, is the owner of anything that is state property. It belongs to St. Lucia and St. Lucians. A government is elected as the employee to work and protect the assets of St. Lucia and to work in favor of St. Lucians. The mood can be red, the code can be yellow, but St. Lucia remains St. Lucia for St. Lucians, not belonging to any political party.
Thank you so much, Amanda. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you're on the air.
Hi, good afternoon, team.
Hi,
How
good afternoon to you, caller.
I'm calling Tim because everybody's in the election mode, and nobody's talking about those CIP audits. Have you heard anything about those CIP audits? Are they going to call election without giving us or letting us know when those audits will be tabled in the House?
Well, call of late, we have not been hearing anything of note from the relevant authorities regarding CIP, and I don't want to make any predictions, caller, or assumption.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm keeping my ears open because I would love for us to hear, with all those passports have been sold.
Yeah.
We need to have an audit. We need to know what's going on with the CIP financially.
Ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much for calling. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Somebody says there, whom do I reach out to fix the road in Tapion? Minister Hilaire or Minister of Infrastructure? Is it because they consider Tapion a private residence that the minister doesn't see it necessary to attend to the roads in this community, yet they will campaign inside here? It's 5 years plus. We are waiting for the roads to be properly fixed, not just patched once a year. For goodness sake, there are schools, a hospital, especially and other healthcare facilities that children, sick and injured people in the whole have to go to? Well, first, I would imagine you consult your parliamentary rep from the area, and he would be able to provide you with some guidance. 4522979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Somebody says that, Tim, another secret deal in St. Lucia. King joined the secret club, shaking my head. And we have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello. Saidi Agasa. Alisco. Alisco.
Ouais, moi là, moi vivre.
Oh, ouais. Dis-moi, ça quel est l'idée?
Moi, je me demande une question. Moi, j'attends tout ce qu'on a créé programme. Car, bien sûr, qui va bon about SLP. Mais il n'y a pas dire rien qui n'est pas bon about Flambeau. Flambeau pas faire rien qui va bon.
Ou pas savent la ni yon de moun qui a couillé. Peut-être pas tous les jours. Qui a couillé, qui a critiqué Alan Chancellor et tout ces moun ça. Et l'autre bail là on pour Chile. Actuellement, c'est qui moun qui assis en chaise là ou savez? Qui moun qui a fait décision gouvernement qui a affecté nous comme citizens Saint-Lucie? C'est pas Alan Chancellor qui a fait cette décision ça. Hein?
Moi, je comprends tout ça, mais ça m'a cadeau là. Moi, j'écoute le programme tous les jours. Ça va pas parce que moi, je vais pas écouter.
Moi, ça va écouter.
Ok? Parce que programme.
Même manière, mon caïdou qu'on a l'isco, quand était toute l'Amérique, ou pas jamais couiller une spin avec ça qu'a fait qui mauvais gouvernement ça. Hein? Ça qui bon tout seul, ou qu'a dit? Allez, go.
Carrément. Moi, je sent ici 26 from up to 2021, janvier. OK? Et comment moi vote UWP 2016? Moi vote by Spider. So, moi ça seulement dit ça m'a attend. Mais moi ça seulement dit faut en commentaire sur ça m'a attend mon ka crier et dit à ce programme concerning SLP. C'est ça qui fait moi faire peur. Moi pas nous dire moi c'est SLP qui en parle, so c'est SLP un problème à présent. Mais question moi demander c'est est UWP pas faire rien qui pas bon de là.
Pièce gouvernement pas perfect vous savez. Pièce gouvernement pas perfect. Mais l'année gouvernement qui a fait chay bay non pas play et puis mais tout gouvernement qui a fait les ouais.
Eh ben moi je suis Saint-Lucien. Moi je suis Saint-Lucien qui a dit ces bagailles là SLP qui a fait qui bon.
Quand qui mène ouvle dit Saint-Lucien ça pour dire on pour couiller et dit ça qui en lido. Pas dit Saint-Lucien. Non. Pas dit Saint-Lucien qui ça pour dire. Moi v'lou couiller et dit ça qui en lido. Même si on l'autre pays. Dit ça qui en lido, ça quoi?
Well, dit ça question mamadé.
Non. L'année chay moun ka servi question pour dire chay bay en coquin. Hein?
C'est ça qu'a dit moi, c'est ça m'a fait dire.
Moun ka mande question en coquin. Comment m'entend qui dit ça en coquin?
Well, c'est pas c'est comme mon ça n'a dollar. Ça n'a dollar, c'est est-ce que dit moi c'est ça m'a fait dire.
Oui, nado franchement, c'est ça au fait.
OK, n'a pas une question l'autre fois.
Non. Ma vlo ku ye cacher la bonne question, ma vlo dire bagay, ça qui en lido.
OK. All right.
Okay?
Let's go.
Okay, Alisco.
Yeah.
No kaiba loco.
Yeah, bonjour.
We'll see. 4522979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Amanda, I don't know if you have an update for us. Do you?
Yes, just
Go
a
right
few
ahead.
comments. And NewsSpinner says it is my wish that St. Lucians truly pay attention to the untruths and even more attention to the politicians who aren't truthful. Make your vote count and do what is just and right. Commentary reads, King has always been comfortable because no one ever questioned his performance and that made him feel untouchable. Well, the umbrella has come down on King and he has caused his own downfall. King, stay out of politics. Your time has expired. And NewsSpinner says the reason why I agree with it, the Leclerc project, is because it has been far too long since something has been done. Also, I have not seen anything that this government has done to make me question them in that manner. It is a building being constructed. What negative effect can it have on the surroundings apart from uplifting it? Leclerc needs something major, and that is that. Commentary says, a government is empowered by the people. Anyone who does not understand that basic principle should take a backseat from commenting on anything politically related. And the commentary via YouTube reads, it's about time we have elections on a fixed date and month, example, the first Monday in the month of July, so everyone knows what to do, especially those in the diaspora who wants to go home to vote. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Somebody says there, good afternoon, Tim. Please, NewsSpin is a program of a certain intellectual level. Please, with that Alisco guy. What level is that? Preschool? That's according to a WhatsApp message. Alisco, I'm not kidding. Let's listen now to Mr. Guy Joseph, a point that he made just on Sunday during a political activity which was held in his constituency.
Can you imagine if it was Guy Joseph somebody had taken a loan for before he came into politics and lawyers had to be writing him to pay back the loan? What would they say? What would the Labour Party be saying today? Now I want to ask you, if you cannot pay your loan, the money that is being spent in Castries Southeast by the candidate and the Labour Party, whose money is it? Made ko question sa, l'argent ki moun yo ka depase. Now I ran against Menisa in 2006. So that's not the first time I'm running against a young woman in Castries Southeast. I don't run dirty politics. I don't go and speak about people's personal life. But a signed commitment to a bank taking a loan is not something personal. It has to do with the integrity of the people who offer themselves to manage the country's resources. And I'm going to speak about it because it is necessary. If you cannot manage your own finances, how will you manage the finances of the country? Why hasn't the Prime Minister said a word about this? Why isn't the chairman of the St. Lucia Labour Party saying a word? Because you expect it will just go away? No, it will not go away. Because can you imagine owning a bank in the US? Now I want St. Lucians to pause for a moment and understand what I'm saying. Credit is more important than cash in the United States of America. So it is your credit score that determines how you get by in the US. So if you destroy somebody's credit score, you have destroyed the person's finances in the United States of America.
You just heard there from the United Workers' Party candidate for Castries Southeast in the upcoming general election, Mr. Guy Joseph. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. We have a press release coming from the National Workers Union. It reads, the management of Windward Islands Packaging Company Limited, Winera, and the leadership and shop stewards of the National Workers Union, they have met to continue industrial negotiations. During the session, the parties had lengthy discussions on the tabled memorandum of proposals and have committed to expeditiously bring these negotiations to a satisfactory conclusion. Winera operates in the industrial zone in VA4 and employs a decent workforce comprising male and female employees. Meanwhile, industrial negotiations between First Citizens Bank and the National Workers Union have reached industrial deadlock. The broadcast will continue in just a moment with more of your calls, your WhatsApp messages, and of course, our NewsSpin song. Stay with us.
Ouais, monsieur, pas jodi moi la ka espérer plein bon glow. Si t'en la pani pressure. Moi ni tongue, moi ni glow, me money pressure. Ou savez ça moi besoin? A pomme. Ça c'est bêtise. Moi ka aller ko Europa. Yo ni toute pomme pour toute condition. Qui pour kay, qui pour business. Yo ni pli mer pour pomme cette ici. Yo ka ranger pomme aussi qui besoin service. Prendre pomme yo c'est Léo. Pomme ça c'est major. Ils bon tout bonnement. Tant si ten moins actuellement. Glo ka fante. Europa ni pomme glo Léo en de couleur neuf, orange et gris. Visitez Europa ambassade Gozile. Les mots au téléphone 452 0763.
Essie, don't tell me that tire flat again. I just changed that tire.
Wait, what? You just changed that tire?
Well, I bought a used one because you didn't give me enough money.
Oh, I see. Well, you know what? Chivi's Tire Shop only carry brand new quality tires at affordable prices with free installation.
Hey, it seems you're working at Chivi's Tire Shop. How you know all that?
Come on, Brenda. The tire shop down the road from our home in the American Drywall Building.
Oh, yes. I forgot. Well, you know what, Patrick? Let's go there right now. Take your wallet. Let's go.
Chivi's Tire Shop, located at the American Drywall Building, Vic Bouteille. Call or WhatsApp 584-5986. Chivi's Tire Shop. Pay less, drive more.
Lucilec averti ou pour point précaution durant saison cyclone Salah. Mi un petit commission qui kaywen de ou protéger la vie ou ek propriétaire ou. Priez Lucilec avant ou trim et bien couper pied bois qui pouet ligne électrique. Veillez pour ligne courant électrique avant ou monter l'échelle. Fait assurer l'échelle, scaffold et bout d'outils ou ka servi pas venir moins qui 10 pieds hors ligne courant électrique. Pas jamais servi appliance et ben outils qui ka servi courant électrique. Des wall côté qui mouillé et ben en la pli. Ça c'était en commission hors Lucilec.
Tired of sky-high bills and a planet on the brink? It's time to go green without burning your pockets. At First National Bank, we are here to make saving the planet affordable. Whether you're installing solar panels, purchasing a water tank, upgrading to an inverter AC, or buying a hybrid vehicle, we've got the green to help you go green. Fast approval, low interest rates, and Mother Nature approved. Your future self will thank you. Visit firstnationalbankonline.com or call 455-7000 for more information to help you turn your green dreams into clean realities. First National Bank, here for you.
KFC, yo, we back with the vibe. Strips and dip combo, flavor that rise. Free crispy strips, fries on the side. 16-ounce drink, sauce for the ride. Order for 25, deal so nice. Go down and crunchy, can't think twice. Barbecue, honey, mustard ranch if you wish. Dip it, dunk it, finger licking bliss. KFC, any flavor. Set the mood, strips and dip is back. Finger licking good.
Chronic back pain, arthritis, spinal injuries, nerve disorders, even painful cramps. These conditions affect daily life, but you don't have to live with pain. Every day matters when it comes to your health. At La Clinique du Corps, we provide fast, accurate diagnosis with advanced GE-certified MRI technology and internationally recognized specialists. Our focus is safe, effective treatment that restores mobility, relieves pain, and gives you back your quality of life. Call 451-6559 today. 451-6559. La Clinique de Corps, because time is vital in health.
Are you building, renovating, or just looking to add something to your property? Then look no further. The Block Factory has all your concrete product needs in stock. From 4-inch to 12-inch concrete blocks to high-quality concrete pavers at an affordable price. Whether your project is big or small, we're ready to serve you. Visit us today on the Cul-de-sac Bextor Highway, right at the entrance of Farron, next to the Stone Surgeon. Top quality blocks await you. Call us at 720-6752. The Block Factory, building your future one block at a time.
Need branded apparel that looks sharp and shows up on time? Welcome to Imprinted Designs, where every stitch counts. We specialize in custom embroidery and t-shirt printing for businesses, teams, events, you name it. From embroidered logos on polished Oxford shirts, available in a variety of colors for men and women, to bold, high-quality printed tees that turn heads, we do it all. Bring your own shirts or choose from ours. Small runs, big orders, rush jobs, no problem. At Imprinted Designs, we're built for speed, efficiency, and clean professional results delivered on time, every time. So if you want your brand to stand out, not wait around, come down to Imprinted Designs at the Valmore Plaza or hit us up at 451-2920 or email address imprinteddesignsSLU@gmail.com. Imprinted Designs, where every stitch counts.
1, 2, 3.
Hello, St. Lucia. I am Ezra the Fun Machine, and I'm inviting all proud and patriotic St. Lucians to the St. Lucia Taiwan Partnership Trade Show happening at the Pavilion on Rodney Bay from the 7th to the 9th of November 2025. Let me tell you, the best and brightest entrepreneurs will showcase their talent and creativity, so you don't want to miss it. It's going to be a vibe. Hey, there'll be a cooking competition, karaoke, and a fashion show by Rafati. On Friday, November 7th, yours truly, Ezra the Fun Machine, I'll be in the building performing live, and on Saturday and Sunday, entertainment will be provided by the Impulse Band. Come celebrate our brilliant entrepreneurs at the 18th St. Lucia Taiwan Partnership Trade Show, November 7th to the 9th. Opening time 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily at the Pavilion in Rodney Bay.
NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. Across the land, all across the world, echoes of voices, we join hand in hand. Harmony rise in the afternoon sun. Come along, NewsSpin has begun. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. True from St. Lucia to Sandy Shores, from cities and hills to the Caribbean breeze. We sing together, hearts at ease, education to open every mind. Learn about your country, leave no one behind. When NewsSpin is on your radio, come along hands in hands, voices in unity, singing loud. NewsSpin, News the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. St. Lucian's heart to the world's every land. Knowledge unites us hand in hand. Yeah, Tim on NewsSpin call, bridging gaps between us all. Voices lift on high, under one sky we unify. Tim on NewsSpin call, bridging gaps between us all. Voices lift on high, under one sky we unify. NewsSpin is on education for all, from city streets to mountains tall. Learn your history, share your dreams, together we light the world with our flame. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. Better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. Yeah, NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world.
That's the NewsSpin song. Somebody says that, Tim, you are wrong about the move by the SLP with Richard Frederick and Stevenson King. Read this piece by Dr. Kenny Anthony. And the quote is, ministerial positions should not be a subject for bargaining before a general election. It should never ever be, because it attacks the fundamental discretion assigned the Prime Minister by our Constitution. A quote being attributed again to Dr. Kenny Anthony, ministerial positions should not be a subject for bargaining before a general election. It should never ever be, because it attacks the fundamental discretion assigned the Prime Minister by our Constitution. A quote being attributed to Dr. Kenny Anthony, former Prime Minister of St. Lucia. Do we have a final update from you, Amanda? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon again, Tim. Just a few comments here. Someone says, the SLP administration has acted like a dictatorship in regards to our CIP, ports, taxes, and gas prices. When will St. Lucian look towards progress and not handouts? King says one thing, the Prime Minister says another, and now a caller says he works on the project. What is really going on? Commentator reads, true guy, as a private citizen, that's your business, but when you put yourself up for public office with a liability, it becomes the nation's business. And NewsSpinner says, ask Stanley what has he done for Castries Central. And someone says here, Alisco said he voted for Spider in 2016, which I will never believe. Somebody may have asked Alisco to choose between Batman and Spider-Man. He chose Spider-Man. Now, who's going to tell him that's not a vote in the last elections? A commentator reads, the woman took a loan and doesn't want to pay it back. And making that mistake of coming on public television, explaining how the co-signer is responsible for the loan, how dumb. That's it for me, Tim.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Our NewsSpin question of the day. That question reads, how should Leclerc residents react to the proposed town center project? How should Leclerc residents react to the proposed town center project? And this question is posted on the NewsSpin Facebook page. We have a few responses, and I'm sure that we will go through them during the course of the program tomorrow, God willing. Finally, the NewsSpin news of the day. The NewsSpin news of the day reads, U.S. strikes another vessel off Venezuela coast, killing 6 people. United States strikes another vessel off Venezuela coast, killing 6 people. Don't forget to like the video, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the notification bell to help the channel grow. My name is Timothy Poleon. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Join me this evening, 7 o'clock for the DBS News World, and 8:30 Newsmaker Live. My guest is Mr. Stanley Felix, who is contesting the Castries Central seat as an independent candidate. Goodbye.